Grammar. Grammar is defined as the study of the way the sentences of a language are constructed. Pretty boring stuff, right? But grammar does matter in your writing. Without good grammar, how would you expect anyone to fully understand the ideas you're trying to convey? Now, I'm no English professor, but I do have a keen interest in architecture, and I thought to myself, hey, what if grammar was like building a house? So here it goes. The house that grammar built. So I want a grammar house to be built and hired an architect. Well, he tells me, you're going to need a big foundation. I remember in a full basement. Okay, I tell him, can I have conjunctions in the basement? Well, you can, but I suggest you use them only as necessary in your basement. Why is that? Well, you don't need to be too wordy. A good, strong, simple sentence is just as good as a complex one. Besides, the architect continues, you don't want to run into problems with the inspector now, do you? The inspector, I say? What inspector? Well, the grammar inspector, of course. I recommend Peter Elbow to be your general contractor. He says you should be comfortable in your mother tongue. But Peter also has some subcontractors. One of them is Sandra Pearl, who is really good at researching and found out that grammar is a building process through people without effective education. And then there is subcontractor Mike Rose, my architect continues. He's not a bad guy. He works mostly with those who have writer's block and how being overcorrective with grammar can inhibit your writing. And you don't want writer's block now, do you? Or your house would never get finished. But Mike will look out for writer's block, so don't worry. Well, that's a relief, I said. As the grammar house is completed, my architect says, it looks like you've got a fine house there. But oh no! Look, it's the grammar inspector, Robert Pondischio. Oh man, this guy can be harsh. I hear he got burnt out as a 5th grade school teacher. The inspector says you're not going to get to any of those laudable goals without knowledge, skills, and competence. But then my friend Steve Hendricks shows up. He tells me that spelling and some forms of grammar didn't even count in English at the time of Shakespeare, so don't sweat it, bud. Thanks, Steve, but grammar is important with construction, or how else would it be able to stand and endure? Even though I agreed with Mr. Pondischio, was trying to say, he didn't have to be a jerk about it. With that, my grammar house has been built for all to see and understand. No real writers were injured in the filming of this video.